Jack the Giant Slayer is a kind of modern twist on the Jack and the Beanstalk fairy tale. Is that a fairy tale you've always been fully aware of and one that you've always liked?
Yeah, it's one that I was always had a memory of. I think the thing that I was most charmed by was the Disney Mickey and the Beanstalk. It was an animated short. But I thought it would be a great one visually to execute on a grand scale, because it wasn't just the horses and kingdoms and magic and stuff like that. It was giants and a beanstalk. And if I did those things, uniquely enough and real enough, I thought it could be really compelling and fun for an audience, something they haven't seen before.
And so how did you come to be involved in the project? Because DJ Caruso was initially down to that.
Yeah, there was a script, Jack the Giant Killer, that he was prepping at one point. I came on board with that material, but at some point in pre-production, I realized that story, that take, just was not working for me at all. And so I brought in Chris McQuarrie, who I'd worked with on a number of films, to do a page one rewrite of the material. He did that, and then I brought in Dan Studney, another talented writer friend, to come in and be the pre-production and the on-set writer, and we did a lot more changes as it went. So it really became a very different project than what that was, like completely different.
Of course, you're a very close friend of Chris's and you've worked alongside him before. How nice is it to have someone that you can trust in so much to write for you and write with you?
It's an amazing thing. We've had some ups and downs in our personal relationship, but we've remained incredible friends and go-to people. Like he wrote the new Wolverine movie, so one night he FaceTimed me and he pitched me the whole thing and got my thoughts on it. I call him in on some capacity with almost everything I do. And we produced Valkyrie together and still are great friends. I'm like uncle to his kids. It's a real, and we grew up together. Our parents ran for local office together. They were in local politics when we were little kids. So we were making war films in my backyard, and then suddenly we're making a war film with Tom Cruise.
And of course, there are other long-time collaborators on this. I mean, it's John Ottman and Newton Thomas Sigel that you've worked with a few times before as well. Is that how you like to work? Do you like to have these sort of familiar faces around on set? Is that quite comforting to you?
I do, very much, yeah. No, and that's why I started working with Dan as the on-set writer, because he was actually a friend that I hadn't worked with before, but he was somebody that I would go to and trust to show my films to in the rough stages. So you just feel trust is a big issue, and you just want to be surrounded by people that you do trust. You trust their talent, and you also trust their care and their interest in the actual movie. And
talking of familiar faces, of course, Nicholas Hoult is the lead in your film, and obviously he's in the upcoming Days of Future Past as well. Can you tell us a little bit about that? How's that coming along?
It's coming along good. I'm working with Simon Kinberg on the script right now, and we're in prep in Montreal. I'll start shooting around April 15th. We've got a huge cast. We're bringing back many characters from X-Men First Class as well as my original X-Men films. It's good to be back in the director's chair of my, of a franchise that I was so much a part of. So I'm excited. There'll be some new stuff that we haven't seen in an X-Men film, which will be fun to do.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for your time.
Sure thing, my pleasure.